Hey there everybody, it's ThatForgottonGuy here, and welcome to the very hard to read title, Shelter. Now, I have played Shelter, and Shelter 2 has been out for a while, which I have not played, but I will probably get to. And Shelter, don't mind that continue, that's from just testing audio and stuff. Shelter is a game where you play as a badger, and I don't remember the controls, because it has been far too long. Okay, I figured out the controls. I think it's entirely like mouse and keyboard, basically. Left click to pick stuff up. So yeah, Shelter is a game where you play as a badger, and you try to have as many of your baby badgers... I like how hard it is to steer. You try to have as many of your baby badgers as you can reach your, like, new home, basically. Now, there's a whole bunch of challenges along the way. This is mostly the opening credits. But, the goal for this little tiny Let's Play is to have all 5 of them reach the end. No guarantees that that will happen. I've done it one time before, I believe. But it took a lot of practice and a lot of time and patience. So... yeah, don't expect a miracle. It's quite possible I will have killed all of them off by the time I get to the end of the game. I do like the style of Shelter. It's just like very... I don't know, it almost looks like it's made of like construction paper. I don't remember if there's mouse steering. There is mouse steering. Okay. Also, I might as well get this out of the way while I'm just wandering around in the cave. I apologize for the lack of videos lately. I have been quite sick the last 2 weeks, to the point that I have done almost entirely editing and no uploading or new recordings. I've basically just been working on editing stuff that's been backlogged to try to get more stuff ready to go. Now, this was the problem I always had in this game, was telling who was hungry until they were basically going to starve to death. I still have a bit of a cough, so expect that you're going to hear that at least once. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've just been sick. My apologies. I'm hoping to get back to a regular schedule by next week. I am going, by the time you guys see this, there's a good chance I will have already... where the fuck did they go? Oh, there they are. By the time you guys see this, there's a good chance I will have already gone and picked up Red Dead Redemption 2. I will try to make a video on that. It will entirely depend on how slow going the game is. Like, GTA 5 is one of those games, especially online, that I would love to do more videos of, but it's just like... it can get a little monotonous. So, I haven't really done a ton of videos. I also haven't touched the game yet this week because I'm peeved because I bought the Scramjet last week and then it went on sale this week. So, I haven't even fucking played this week. Not that I play every week. I do tend to go and check the deals, but I don't play that much anymore. Okay, that one just stole an apple that I was going to feed to somebody else. Is there any more apples? Or is that the only one? That looked like it was the only one. Okay. Yeah, the majority of this video is going to be me talking about other things while I wander around and try to find food for everybody. Because that's literally the only thing that keeps you, like, guaranteed alive, is if you can make sure you feed all 5 of these guys constantly. And I'm not... if they were a little more distinct, because some of them are close, I would just remember, like... yeah, I would just remember which ones have and have not been fed. Like, I believe this guy needs fed, but he might just be that color. That's what I can't tell. I'll just watch and see. No, see, he needed fed. Okay. So yeah, I just gotta pay good attention, or I will end up having one of them starve to death on me. They don't, like, die the second they're starving, but I wouldn't have time to find food in all likelihood. Like, we'll feed this guy, because I haven't fed him yet, as far as I know. Yeah, and he needed it, because now he's brown again. I don't want to spend too much time idly walking around, like, just digging for food constantly. But that is pretty much what this game is. Like, you're just a badger trying to live. Yeah. Other than that, not too much exciting. My backlog's getting pretty low, actually, so my videos are going to become more, like, up-to-date, I guess would be a good term. We seem to be missing somebody here. Oh, there he is. I think this guy hasn't been fed recently. I could be wrong about that. I'm trying to remember the order I feed them in, but it's not that easy. But yes. So yeah, my backlog is getting pretty low. It'll soon be up to date, and everything that I upload will be stuff I've recorded fresh. Either me by myself or with Leo Creature or Birdo. We've also been taking a look at some new possibilities for stuff, but there are some games that you just don't, I don't know, they just don't seem like they would make for good videos, in my opinion. No, give it to him. So, yeah. There are some other things, like, we want to play some more Call of Duty 1. It's just, I don't know, that was a really editing heavy video, and I did it in, like, the most backwards way ever when I edited it. Because it's all done in, that whole video was done in Windows Movie Maker, because I was too lazy to spend the time to do it in anything else. Which is surprising, because the text tracking actually didn't look as bad as I thought it would. It still looked bad, like, no questions asked, it did not. I could have done a much better job. But the fact remains that I didn't want to spend the extra, like, week it would have taken me to do all the tracking in a better application. So I chose to just do it in Movie Maker. Actually, quite a bit of my editing gets done in Movie Maker, but usually I finalize everything somewhere else. That wasn't the case this time, I just didn't. For whatever reason, I decided that Movie Maker was good enough on Call of Duty, and I did it that way. I've also started to get a little better about doing my audio recordings a little more professional. I don't record the audio as part of the video anymore. Like, my voice is not part of the video anymore. I don't know, it's just like learning, basically, figuring out how to do stuff so that it's a little more efficient. I might have just fed this guy, but I'm going to feed him again because I'm a dumbass. Even though I think the one that's basically all white on the back needs food. So yeah. Also, I am aware that I think it's Might and Delight, whoever made this game, I believe they also made a game called Meadow. And it is basically like an MMO version of this, where you just walk around and sort of interact with people and explore. I might end up playing that if I can find somebody else who is interested in making a video. It will depend on if I can get, like, maybe Leo Creature will play with me. We've been playing a lot of silly shit lately. Same with Far Cry 5. I want to do videos of Far Cry 5, but, like... that's stealthy. I've kind of already played the whole fucking game. And then played it again on whatever the difficulty they added was. Super difficult, ridiculous, amazing mode. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on this fox not getting away from me. But he's a little bastard. And he will, if I'm not careful. I love that he can't see the babies. There we go. That should get everybody fixed up right here. It means that I don't have anybody starved to death. Except that one that's stuck and being stupid. There we go. Everybody got a feed out of that. Oh, by the way, if it wasn't... I don't know if I made it clear. Left clicking, like, calls all of them. I'm just using it to keep them decently close. It's the same reason I keep stopping. Because I believe if you leave them too far behind, they stop following after a while. That's why I stop and look back all the time. Yeah, I guess this whole area was just designed for you to hunt that fox, but... there's no need for it to take that long. There's food here. All 5 of them are still behind me. I think that one that's mostly white always looks a little discolored, too. Like, he's just... I don't know. He's just not the right color. Not that they don't all need food, but... But yeah. We're doing okay, though. We've still got all 5 of them. I believe there's a fairly challenging section coming up, though. And by fairly challenging, I mean bird. But I can't actually remember. They didn't immediately run up on me, so I thought they had been left behind for a second there. The other thing is I generally, like, always distribute food manually. Just because, I don't know, it gives me a little more control over who eats too much. Like, for example, there's 2 vegetable things down here. I don't know what these are supposed to be. Turnips, maybe? Or onions or something. I'm not actually sure of any vegetable that looks quite like that. But if I feed manually, it gives me a little more control over, like, who's closest to dying. Because I find that some of them do tend to not starve as fast, if that makes sense. Some of them starve slower than others. Another brilliant feature you're about to see up here is that the bird technically can only grab the baby badgers when you're not in cover. If you're in cover, it never gets the babies, I believe. There's the bird music. Now, there's a bunch of ways to go about this. I'm heading for that big tree, basically. I just don't remember if it's easier to go through the tube. I believe that is more direct. The problem is that it's really hard to see when the bird is gone. Also, I heard the bird is playable in Meadow. I may have to investigate that possibility. If that is true, that could be insanely interesting for exploration. But it would depend how difficult it is to gain access to the bird, because some of them require, like, oh, gotta have shelter in your library to be the badger and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's like gotta have some game I don't know about to play as the bird. Come on, badgers, get in cover. He's coming fast. It's been a long time since I played Shelter, actually. Okay, they're all right here. Good, 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 good. I like that it moves when you're out of cover, but it's never... It's not usually quick enough. This is the last crossing right here. I just want to make sure they're all here, because I believe this is one of the spots where it's the easiest for the bird to get you as they're crossing, because it just does a... Oh, no, never mind. It went handicapped and went the wrong way. You're safe right here because of, like, the branches and shit. But then this log falls. And then it becomes nighttime. By the way, I don't think they would have stayed in that log. But whatever. Now, you can't run in this map. Well, you can. I think you can run when everyone is scared. But I just try to speedrun this part generally, because it's the easiest part to lose your baby badgers in. So I'm going to try to go decently quickly here. I think it's supposed to be wolves, but it's never... Yeah, you can run when something startles them. The best advice I have for you is just stay with them when they run, and call them constantly so they stay in your little field of light. Because there's tons of carrots and shit you can feed them. And it's just... The problem is it's hard to feed them here because they don't go into, like, the little feed mode. I don't actually know what to call it. They all, like, line up normally. They don't on this map. They all want to, like, stand behind you constantly. So it makes it fairly difficult to feed them all. And you'll have to stay pretty close. You can't just wander off while one's eating. You've got to wait for it to finish. I believe all the wolf attacks are scripted. Probably. Although that's probably a dangerous thing to assume. I'm fairly sure they're all scripted. That also may not be the case in Shelter 2, but I've never played Shelter 2. I don't think I've ever got that frog before. Okay, you get that, I guess. I was trying to give it to the other guy because he's looking kind of gray. Basically, they get more faded the more they starve. I think I might have mentioned that already, but I can't remember. Little, like, beet or whatever this is. Okay, I gotta try to feed this guy, specifically. There we go. Was he hungry? He was. Okay. I believe up here there's another branch snap. It's entirely dependent on which way they run. I don't want them to scatter. I want them all to go the same direction every time. Because I've had them split up before, and that's very bad. I don't actually remember where to go. I'm just kind of following the food. We'll let him finish eating. We'll go over here to this food. I'm not too worried about frogs. They're pretty hard to catch when you can't run. Okay, I think I might have just fed that guy twice, but whatever. At least he won't starve. No, I believe the next section, it's much easier to keep them all fed. The challenge is going to be keeping them all alive in the coming sections. Oh, I got that frog. Nice. I want to feed that guy. There we go. Actually fed the right one. Just trying to make sure that we don't lose any here. I'm keeping good track of their color as best I can. That's what I was worried about, was them running the other way. But they all stayed together, so that's fine. As long as they all run in the same direction, we'll be fine. If 2 of them go one way and 3 of them go another or something, we're gonna lose one and there's no way to avoid it. Because they run too far when they get scared. That can literally go to whoever wants it. Because I can't. They're all pretty well fed right now. I think all white might need one, like the guy that's all white might need one soon. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Hey, look, food. Just about didn't see that. Where is he? There he is. We'll feed him just to be sure. Then we'll continue the hike up this way. Yeah, there's lots of games I would like to play. Even just like... I don't want to say as one-offs, because I never want to condemn a game to only being played once. Because sometimes they're actually good. But there's plenty of games I would like to play just to see how people like them and stuff. And I do have some bigger series ideas coming as well, too. It's just... shit like that takes a long time and a lot of work. Especially just because... I don't know. I generally like to make intros for... longer running... like series I know I'm gonna have that run longer. Like Resident Evil 6 got one. See, that was bad because the one was eating. But we've got all of them still. I hate it when the game does that, because it does it sometimes. What was I talking about? Oh, the intros. I like to do intros for longer running series. Like Resident Evil 6 got one. Arma 2 has one. I say has because Arma 2 is... I don't know. We could effectively do infinite episodes of that. But right now, we're kind of on hold. We have none in the backlog, so... we have to record new ones before I can upload any of that. And we're kind of out of maps until we get a few more custom missions built. But yeah, Arma has one. Resident Evil 6 has one. What else has an intro? Red Dead had an intro, but it never... we never played another episode of it because... uh-oh. Because, Birdo doesn't really use his PS3 much anymore, and Lear Creatures fucking has a yellow flashing death light that we haven't been able to fix. So, his PS3 is inoperable. And unfortunately, there's no PC version of Red Dead 1. Well, there might be... I shouldn't say Red Dead 1. Red Dead Redemption 1. Red Dead Revolver is technically the first game in the series, but I don't think it has a PC version either. Regardless, we don't really have a way to play Red Dead Redemption right now. I have the only, like, fully well, I don't. My PS3 is not fully functional. The hard drive is borked. It does not store data. So, basically, when I turn it off, if I turn it back on, anything that was changed is gone, including the date and the time. So, I need a new hard drive in mine. Leo Creature needs a new motherboard or power supply. We haven't been able to figure out. Probably just motherboard. And, I don't know what the situation with Birdo's PS3 is, because we haven't really used it much in the last little while, because we use PC for the most part. PC's where it's at anyway, because we can mod and stuff. And it's easier to capture. I do have a capture card for PS3, and I'm going to get one for PS4 at some point that captures at a little higher of a frame rate. Preferably 60 frames per second instead of 30, which is the one I have. Because the one I have that captures at 30 does not allow me to capture certain games. and I really want to capture like future tone and stuff, but I can't because they look like crap when I capture them at 30. They're all fuzzy and shitty. But a capture card is also like $80, so I haven't fucking done that yet. Literally anybody can have the food at this point. I'm pretty much at the end of the stage. I believe it's just up there. No, I'm trying to give it to this guy. Take it. Thank you. I just don't remember if there's one more wolf attack or not. Because, like I said, I'm pretty sure they're all scripted, but I cannot recall. Yeah, there is one more. I knew there was fucking one more. I like that it played the fucking loud, like, drum beat, but all of the badgers were technically still visible. Let's not worry about that. I'm trying to remember which stage comes next. I believe it's the river one that's raining, but it might be wildfire. I can't remember. I know that there's 3 more stages after this one. Shelter only has like 5 stages. Not that it's not a good game, it's just fairly short, but I don't think Shelter's all that expensive. It's like, I think I got it for $5, but that might not be correct. That will also be a Canadian price, because I'm in Canada. I love the world just ends abruptly. But the game just loads before you get there anyway. Okay, it is the rain stage. But that's okay, because I can run, and I can more easily see who needs fed. Of course. That guy gets it first, because I believe he is the most hungry. Now, this section of the game can be a little perilous. As in, I would prefer if my fucking badger wasn't that close to the edge. Basically, they can get swept away by the river. They're getting a little bigger, though. So that's becoming less and less of a problem. However, this is where I have to cross. I shouldn't feed you because you're so close to the water, but basically you bunny up against the rocks. And then you get off of the fucking river as fast as you can. And we should still have 5. Good, 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 good. Yeah, this whole stage is just about dodging the river as you climb up. You should turn much darker. Yeah, okay. Not a lot darker. I'm actually kind of surprised. There's a fox up there. That would be ideal. Grab this turnip thing first. Just feed it to whoever. Because that fox should max everybody out here in a second. It's a matter of using all of my skills. I don't remember how far a fox will run when you kill another fox. There really isn't a reason to keep feeding them constantly. I just tend to do it because it's... I don't know. It's just bad habit, I guess. Exhaust all the resources. Because I don't have to come back through here or anything, so it's not like I have to worry about... I saw that. It's not like I have to worry about a return trip. Every time I do something like this, I always remember that Left 4 Dead Heavy Rain, where you have to go back through, so it's like, oh, don't take too much of the shit, because you're going to need some of it. But this is... that's a pretty rare thing in games, so... there's a good chance I'll be okay. Now, here's the thing I don't remember. Can I get fucking blown away while I'm crossing this? My guess is no. But let's just move as fast as we can here. Better still have 5, yep. You can have that. Yeah, the only downside to this game is that the fucking babies metabolize like fucking jet engines. Like, they eat so fucking... they need food so often, it's not funny. What the... oh, they found food. Wait, what did they... what the hell? They didn't find shit. Why are you all bouncing? There's no food here. Oh, the apple tree. He can have it. I'm not even gonna fucking harass him over it. I didn't even register that that was an apple tree. Okay, we'll get into the middle of the river here. Get behind the rock. Basically, you don't want to be moving when these go over. And you don't want to hang around, because I don't know what happens if a second one hits you in the same place. A little bit of motivation to... oh, yeah, okay, this is where it gets tough. I basically have to stand here. I'm not going to get that turnip thing. I just have to wait for the water to go through and then gun it. I gotta get basically to where the gravel is. That's the safe zone. And then once these two go by, gun it to the next one. And I just have to keep doing that all the way up. It's quite a bit of a trek. That's the problem. But I can't not go as fast as possible here. I just gotta be quick and careful. So I'm just gonna focus here for a minute. Still got 5. I gotta make it to this one. Still got 5. I believe this is the second to last stop. Yeah, I did not make it through here. Oh, it's not. I did not make it through this with all of my baby badgers the first time. I think I made it through with 2. By the end of the game, I had lost pretty much all of them. But that's okay. Oh, that's bad. Still got 5. Now we get out of the river as fast as we can. So my assumption is that either the fox just like runs infinitely away from you, or it runs and then gets obliterated by that river at some point. And that's how the game like deletes that asset basically. Is to just let it get fucking blown away by the river. But I don't know, I've never actually seen the fox get that far, so I have no idea if the game even has a detection for the fox being in the river. It's possible he's not affected by the river. I have never before tested the theory by just chasing one there. Maybe I'll do that sometime. But that probably won't get a video and likely won't ever get tested, to be honest. I'm fucking terribly lazy, especially as of late. So, actually, that's not true. Lately, I've been the most productive, which is surprising. But I'm lazy to begin with. You're looking kind of gray, so I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, because you should have been a pretty dark color. And then we'll slip through here. I don't think I have to cross the river again, but maybe I do. I do. I have to cross it right here, apparently. I'm just stupid and forgot. Okay. Uh-oh. I like that the least. Let's get off the river. Yeah, I don't know. Keyboard and mouse has kind of always been my jam. I just like the speed you get out of this. But then some games, it's just like, oh, I'm not going to play this without a controller. And it sort of depends on the game. Like, it's weird. GTA I will play with a controller, like no questions asked. I will never use keyboard and mouse, hardly at all. But then Far Cry 5, I will almost never pick up a controller to play that. Like, it's weird. It's weird the way I play games, basically. Jesus, I haven't missed any fucking animals, really. I'm actually pretty good at this. You gonna eat that there, bud? I dropped it right on top of you. Cool, cool. Yeah, this is Wildfire, by the way. This is, I believe, the second to last stage. It could be the last one. I can't actually remember. I don't think Wildfire attaches to anything, though. I believe it ends and then there's another stage after it. Wildfire is just a hard stage. Because I believe they make you work for food, and I believe there's a bird chase where they burn your cover quite a bit. I love the fire spread. It does look kind of pathetic, but it still looks pretty good, all things considered. For a game like with this style, it's pretty impressive fire spread. It's all scripted, of course, but still. They've done a not bad job. I believe this is the bird chase of doom. Yeah, it is. There goes the bird. I believe basically what I want to do is not go near the edges if I can avoid it. So I want to cut straight across. And I believe, yeah, the fire spreads behind me. That's what it is. I think that bursts into flames, so I'm going to go for it. I don't remember if this catches fire. Yeah, that center patch gets obliterated. Basically, it kills your shortcut on you. But I'm going to go around this side because it's safer. There's a lot more cover on this side, I believe. Unless I just pulled a terrible fucking move and... oh shit, I might have. I can't hang around for too long just because I will run out of cover. Like, that's the fire there I gotta get away from. And then we're safe here, I believe. But only briefly. That whole area gets fucking swallowed by fire. Still got 5, but the fire is still right behind me. I'm actually gonna stop to feed my... whoever's starving the most. You are, probably. And then we'll move up a little more. The next area is the best area for getting people caught up if they're kind of still not doing great. Wildfire is one of the worst places for it. Although I believe this area is a safe area with quite a bit of food, so I'm going to try to get some of the food. Even though the fire is probably gaining on me. I don't think it spreads across open ground very fast, which is nice. Yeah, okay, I think I need to try to feed everybody while I'm here, so I'm just going to do that as quickly as I can. You can be next, since you appear to need it. The one guy that's really dark is not currently really dark, but that's okay, because there's more food over here in the form of a rat. Or I think it's a rat, or a mole or something, or a shrew. You can have that, and this guy here can have that. And that should account for everybody. Now, maybe I'm supposed to cross the river here? I don't remember that, though. No, I'm not. Okay. Am I just fucking stupid? Oh, I didn't come through this tube. Oh, no, I did come through the tube. I need to go this way. I still got 5. I'm doing okay. Second to last stage. I got 5 of them left. This is where I'm supposed to go. I'm just dumb and didn't fucking realize it. Of course. I don't think that there's a bird here. But I'm gonna bring this with me. Because it's motivation for those tards. I just have to be careful where I corner myself, basically. Hey, look, a fox. Get lost, fox. Okay. You can have that. I'm gonna try to get this fox just to get everybody caught up. Damn it. He definitely doesn't see that. Swing to the right here. Didn't get him again. Yeah, I just need to try to get this fox. He would get me all caught up, basically. Got him. There we go. That gets everybody caught back up. They grow a tiny bit. I don't actually know if them eating makes them grow or anything like that, but they're all caught up now. Just gotta keep going this way, basically, to get through wildfire. I don't remember where wildfire ends. Oh, it ends right here, apparently. Well, I didn't think that was the end. I thought it kept going for a bit. Okay, this is the last area. I was pressing E, not W, and couldn't figure out why I wasn't moving. I believe there's tons of food in this area, so I'm literally just gonna knock shit down, and unless somebody is obviously starving, I'm gonna let them feed themselves. Then I'm just gonna drop food and be like, whoever wants it can have it. If I see that somebody is obviously not eating, then I'll feed them, but this is pretty well the end. It's just the last bit of challenge, basically. I guess I could priority feed them. That's not that hard. Everyone's pretty well fed. I might as well keep them well fed. Hey, look, a fox. That's convenient. Hi, buddy. You don't know shit. I love that he doesn't notice that. Sly little bastard didn't notice shit. Okay, he noticed that. He noticed that I'm not as fast as I probably could be. But that's okay. Because he's not as alive as he probably could. Oh, really, game? Did I just push him out of the map? Oh no, they can get under there. Okay. Well, that works, I guess. Slightly retarded, but whatever. Oh, they actually did grow from that. Holy shit. There's 2 apples. Might as well knock those down. Oh, there's a veggie here, too. I'll give it to fucking all white. Since he's white for miles. And everyone else is a different variation of stripes, but he's just like one fat white stripe. And then there's this guy who's like an actual badger color. He actually looks like a badger. Which is fairly rare, because none of the other ones do. I don't think I've ever seen a badger that's just a, well, I guess a skunk, but I don't think that he's a skunk. He seems to be lacking some pretty necessary skunk features. Oh, I think I remember this part, maybe. I can't remember. Yeah, the thing with this part is if I use the method that I was using, where I just, like, let them eat when they're actually hungry, like I just let them feed themselves, then if there's already one eating, another one can't start eating. Yeah, I believe it's the second I hear the sound of the bird, I gotta run here. I could run the whole time, but I want to keep them close. I don't want to run, because they'll end up behind me too far. Now I want to run. What the hell? I only have 4. Oh, because one of them's stuck on the edge. Come on, bud. I'm like, I didn't hear him get grabbed, but he didn't actually come in either. Yeah, this is the hard part. That final little stretch here against the bird. Because the bird is an asshole. I seem to be missing one again. There he is. Okay, we're gonna stop here for a second. We got 5. We do. Okay. I don't know what dug these tunnels, but they're a little big for a badger. Alright, I gotta reach that ridge line, basically. And this is where you get the awesome bird music. I've played this enough to know sort of how to lose the bird. But every once in a while, I make a mistake here and I get caught off guard by the bird being too pro. Actually, the bird has pretty good AI, all things considered. Not that his AI is that complicated. He just kind of patrols, and then when you're not in cover, he heads immediately towards you, but still, for a game where the AI is mostly scripted, he does a pretty good job for being, as far as I know, unscripted. Like, he can't predict when I'm going to come out of cover, so... Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, good thing the bird was fucking miles away. Oh, that's a lot of fucking ground I gotta cover right there. I wonder if I can make that. If I let the bird get far enough, I bet I can. Just barely. I don't remember if this counts as grass. I guess it does? Question mark? Yeah, I don't think you can actually make it. I just don't think it's possible. But, I'm gonna try. Because I've made it close before. If I could make that grass, it would technically be possible, but I think it's impossible. There goes all 5 of them, though. I believe that was all 5. Bye. I don't know if there is a bird quite that big that could just pick up a badger. Let's get a count. There's 3. There's 4. I only see 4. Oh, there's a 5th one. I think that's 5. Can't tell. I only see 4 again, but I think there's one further back. Yeah, let's stop in the open where that bird can still get us. It's okay, you found the ridge of apple trees almost exclusively, with no apples on them. And there you have it. They all made it to the end. All 5. Now, I like this too. This is a cool little thing of all like the, or kind of all the textures that were in the game. It's just interesting how they did textures. Like, it's one of those weird things that's, it doesn't make sense on paper, but it looks really good. But yeah, there you go. This has been Shelter. I'll let the credits play all the way through, obviously, and you guys can see the end of game cutscene, whatever the fuck it is, at the end of the credits. But I don't know. It's a good game. I will probably play Shelter 2 at some point. I'll try to find somebody to play Meadow, and if I can find out how, I will play as the Burb. Because the Burb is awesome. There's a wildfire texture. Some of these textures don't appear, like the snowflake texture, but I think that the second Shelter, Shelter 2, is actually snowy. Maybe. Probably. Can't remember. If it is, that's awesome. If it's not, that's still awesome, but slightly less so, maybe. I don't know. It could be good. I know that you're not a badger, but I can't remember what you are. Like I don't know. I want to say like a coyote or something, but I think that's wrong. You might be a big cat, maybe? Oh yeah, you're a lynx. That's right. You're a lynx. Or a bobcat. I think you're a lynx. Might and Delight wishes to thank these people. Steam and Unity. I didn't know this game was a Unity game. Good shit. Because sometimes Unity games are kind of really terrible. Let's not worry about it. Actually, that's not true. A lot of the Unity games I've played lately have been quite good, and I didn't know they were Unity games. But yes, there's lots of stuff I would like to do going forward, but for now, I will stick to maybe playing Shelter 2 and uploading the last of the backlog, which is still lots, but there is some other stuff out there. There you go. Special thanks to all mothers. If I'd have remembered that that was there, I'd uploaded this on Mother's Day, but I'm stupid and I didn't. And I believe the end cards end right after one of these here. Yeah, that one. And you get to see a little more about what happened. Specifically the burb. To feed its babies. So there you go, everybody. This has been Shelter. I hope you enjoyed this little adventure we had, and I will probably do more games like this in the future. Either Shelter 2 or Meadow or just other little one-offs, basically. I hate to call them one-offs, but you know what I mean. Games that can be played in their entirety in one sitting. Shelter's a good example because it's only about an hour long. It's maybe a little over an hour or a little under. I don't know. I won't until I edit this. But it's about an hour. Anything I can play within an hour is like a one-time short little adventure. I'm not going to call it a one-off because it's possible someday I would come back to this for some reason. I just don't know what reason that would be. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this little playthrough. And for now, that's really all I've got for you guys. So until next time, I will see all of you in the future.